Welcome to the demo on how to build and deploy applications natively on AWS Graviton2 with GitLab and Amazon Elastic Kubernetes Service. Customers can now deploy their containerized applications on AWS Graviton2 based EC2 instances using Amazon EKS and GitLab as their CI/CD tool natively on ARM architecture. Let's take a look at the high-level architecture of our demo. As we can see here, we have an EKS cluster with two worker nodes spread across different availability zones based on AWS M6G instances. And we also have a self-hosted GitLab runner based on, again, M6G instances. The moment a developer commits a code into their GitLab repo, the runner gets triggered and automatically builds and deploys the application on top of this EKS cluster. The application here that we are showing is a media wiki application, and it's accessed through an application load balancer. Let's take a look at the demo. This is the AWS Management Console, and we are going to navigate to EKS from here. This is our Kubernetes cluster with version 1.17, and it comprises of two ARM-based worker nodes. If we go to our EC2 instances, these are the two instances that are part of our Kubernetes cluster. This is the GitLab runner that's based on M6G instances and has been configured in our pipeline. Let's take a look at GitLab. Our repository has different source files for our project. One of them is the GitLab CI YAML file, which has different stages of the pipeline process, and in each stage there are different steps that are going to get performed. For example, in the build stage, it is going to build our application, and then in push, it is going to tag and push the Docker image to AWS Elastic Container Registry, and then in the deploy stage, it is going to deploy the application in our Kubernetes cluster. Now, we are going to see the pods related to our application, and we can see that the MediaWiki pods are running. We are also going to look at the services for our Kubernetes cluster, and the ingress controller, or in this case, our application load balancer that has been associated with the cluster. Now, let's try to access our application through AWS application load balancer. I'm going to copy the DNS name, open up a new tab, and hit the URL. It should pop up our application homepage. So now we are going to make changes to our application and see how it reflects into the whole flow. So if we go back to GitLab, we are going to change two files. One is going to be the Docker file. So I'm going to edit here, and I'm going to comment out this line and uncomment this one and commit these changes. In addition to that, I'm also going to come back and change the PHP file to reflect and use that new logo. So I'm done with the changes. Now let's commit this as well. Right. So these changes are committed. If I come back to the project, we see that there are pipelines is already running. And if I go to pipeline, I'll see that both of these pipelines have passed. So both the changes that we have made are done. Now let's try to access our application again and see if the changes that we have made have reflected or not. So I'm just going to refresh this page, and there you go. So we have shown how GitLab runners hosted on ARM-based instances can process these requests and changes to the application and deploy it natively on ARM-based clusters. Thank you.